It was a snowy winter day, and I was on a mission to build the biggest snowman Frostville had ever seen. By noon, I had created Frostzilla, a 10-foot-tall masterpiece with a carrot nose, button eyes, and a scarf I may or may not have borrowed. My friends Ellie and Jake were amazed. Ellie suggested entering the snowman competition, and I couldn't help but grin, declaring myself the future champion. But then there was Mrs. Snodgrass, our grumpy neighbor who despised snowmen. That night, she sneaked into my yard with a hairdryer, trying to melt Frostzilla. The next morning, he was a bit lopsided, so I had to protect him. I set up decoy snowmen rigged with traps, marbles, confetti, and air horns. When Mrs. Snodgrass fell for it, slipping on marbles and crashing into the confetti snowman, the air horn blasted, waking up the whole neighborhood. I couldn't stop laughing. Frostzilla won the competition, and surprisingly, Mrs. Snodgrass ended up with a newfound fondness for trash cans. Who knew snowmen could bring such joy?
So, there I was, staring at a wall like it was the final boss in a video game. Mr. Thompson, my new boss, casually informs me that I have 30 seconds to staple this wall. 30 seconds. I mean, who knew stapling was a critical life skill? I'm sweating bullets, trying to figure out how to make a stapler my new best friend. I give it my best shot, but the stapler decides to rebel and flies out of my hand, clanging to the floor like a dramatic sound effect. Mr. Thompson just chuckles, and I'm sitting there, defeated, thinking, what kind of job is this? Then he leans in, grinning like he just won the lottery, and says, "Congratulations. You're hired." I'm baffled. I didn't staple the wall. I failed the stapling test. So, there I am, sitting in this sleek corporate office, trying to look all cool and collected for my big interview. I've practiced my answers, I've polished my shoes, and I'm ready to impress. Then Mr. Thompson, the hiring manager, leans in with this mischievous grin and says, "Let's see how you handle unexpected challenges." I'm thinking, bring it on. But then he drops the bomb, "I need you to staple that wall." Wait, what? Staple the wall? I'm staring at this stapler like it's a Rubik's Cube. I gingerly press it against the wall, nothing. I try again, still nothing. Now I'm sweating bullets, looking like I'm trying to defuse a bomb. The stapler jams, and I'm shaking it like it owes me money. I slam it against the wall, and my face is turning redder than a tomato. I mean, who knew a stapler could be such a formidable opponent? So, there I am, in a battle of wits with an inanimate object, and I'm losing. If this is what they call thinking outside the box, I'm pretty sure I just stapled myself into a corner. "Oh, no," Mr. Thompson says, "you passed the most important test. You didn't question me. You didn't make excuses. You tried, and failed, with grace. That's the kind of person we need here." Wait, what? So, because I was willing to flop like a fish out of water, I'm hired? Meanwhile, he tells me about the last guy who tried stapling the ceiling. Seriously? And when it didn't work, he cried and asked for a ladder. I mean, who knew that can-do attitude meant let's embrace our epic fails? As I'm leaving, I overhear the receptionist saying I've got the stapling wall mentality. What does that even mean? But honestly, maybe this is the place for me. A company that celebrates spectacular failures. Sign me up. Who knew flopping could be the new winning?
I decided to join a gym, not for fitness, but to impress the cute girls I saw through the window on my way to work. On my first day, I spotted this elaborate contraption with ropes and pulleys and thought, this is it. Time to look like a pro. So, I strutted over, flexed a little too much, and started pulling random ropes, grunting loudly while sneaking glances at the girls. I noticed them whispering and giggling, and I felt like a legend. I cranked up the intensity, even attempted a one-armed move. That's when a trainer walked up, barely holding back laughter, and said, "Dude, need a hand?" I smirked and said, "Nah, just showing the ladies how it's done." He nodded, then casually mentioned, "Cool, but you're using the coat rack, and that's Karen's purse you're lifting." The girls erupted in laughter, and I turned bright red, mumbling something about innovative workouts. I casually walked out, and just like that, the gym became my never returning again zone.
I was just an average guy living in a cramped apartment. But everything changed the night I discovered my secondhand fridge glowing with a neon blue light. Curiosity got the best of me, and before I knew it, I was sucked into a parallel world where vegetables rule. Carrots were soldiers, and broccoli was the king, while I was mistaken for a legendary hero destined to save them from the evil bananas. With a magical whisk in hand, I trained under the eccentric Sir Celery, preparing for the most ridiculous battle of my life. I whipped up a tornado of cream that turned the banana army into harmless desserts. Victorious, I returned home to find my fridge transformed, now producing endless gourmet snacks as a reward for my heroism. But late at night, that fridge hummed ominously, and I can't shake the feeling that the keys are plotting something. Who knew a $10 fridge could lead to such wild adventures? Always keep whipped cream handy. You never know when you'll need it.
So, there I was, sitting in my philosophy exam, staring at this blank sheet of paper like it was a blank canvas. The question? What is bravery? I mean, come on. I'm a student, not a superhero. But then it hit me, what's braver than facing a philosophy exam? So, I took a deep breath, channeled my inner Socrates, and wrote down, "This is." I turned it in, feeling like a genius. I mean, who needs to overthink it? Bravery is just doing what you gotta do, even if it means risking a C. Fast forward to the results, and guess what? An A. Apparently, my professor appreciated my boldness. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is keep it simple. Or maybe just wing it. Either way, I'm definitely adding philosopher to my resume.
I stumbled upon this old, dusty lamp at a garage sale, and the seller, looking like he just crawled out of a cave, grinned and said, "It's magical. $5. Naturally, I bought it. Who can resist a deal like that? So I get home, give it a polish, and poof, a genie appears, yawning like he just woke up from a nap. He says he'll grant me 3 wishes, but no wishing for more wishes. I'm excited and blurt out, "I want to be rich." Suddenly, I'm surrounded by piles of cash, gold, and diamonds. I'm feeling on top of the world. Then I think, why not take it up a notch? I say, "I want to be irresistible to women." Poof! I look down and oh no, I'm a giant chocolate bar. The genie smirks and says, "Irresistible to women?" Nailed it. I scream. This is not what I meant. But the genie's already vanished. Now I'm stuck with a sweet life, literally.
It was Christmas Eve, and I was in Grandpa's workshop, decorating the tree. While hanging ornaments, I noticed a glowing snow globe with gears spinning inside. Grandpa tried to brush it off, but when he left for Coco, I pressed a button. The next thing I knew, I was standing in Santa's workshop. The elves were panicking because the magical Christmas star powering everything had stopped working, and Christmas was doomed. I know someone who can fix it. I shouted and zapped back to Grandpa's workshop. Together, we examined the star and found it jammed with leftover magic, too much holiday cheer from the elves watching Christmas movies. Grandpa had a crazy idea: we'd channel everyone's Christmas spirit back into the star. We got the elves, reindeer, and even Santa to sing, horribly, until the star lit up again. Santa flew off just in time, leaving me a mini snow globe gadget and a note: "Keep solving problems, kiddo. The North Pole needs people like you. Best Christmas ever."